Hi guys, this is Justin back with an engineer's perspective, and today we're going to be comparing the Leatherman Wave Plus to the Leatherman Rebar. So up front, I'm going to say that my personal preference is going to be the Wave, and when I want the things that the Rebar brings, I usually go to the Super Tool 300. But that doesn't mean that the Rebar isn't a good tool, because I think for a lot of people, it's the better tool to the Wave. So let's get into that. So really quick, we're gonna just look at the Wave. I have to close it. So we've got exterior serrated, exterior diamond, and a crosscut file, exterior saw, exterior knife, standard Leatherman pliers, crimper in the middle, and then we've got the internal tools. Got scissors, the eyeglass screwdriver, which I use as a punch, medium screwdriver, cap lifter, stripper combo tool, and the bit exchanger. And for the Rebar, everything's internal, so you've got basically the same head, but it's squarer and tougher. I much prefer this. And then, well, I'll do the main tools first. So you've got more of a sheep's foot style, serrated. You've got your wood saw or PVC saw. And you've got your knife, and you've got cross cut and single cut, just regular no diamond file. And then over your interior tools, you've got small flathead, medium flathead, all three-dimensional long reach Phillips, and then the same exact cap lifter stripper combo tool. Okay, so first off, the big difference aside from the tool set, which we'll get into, is the price. Is the Rebar is $70 and the Wave is $100. And for all practical purposes, this will get the work done that this will do, and the reverse is true. So for $30, do you really get more capability? Not really. It just depends on what you're doing, but not really. So there's that in terms of like, can I get the job that's at hand done? Like, not really. But there's a few things that'll come down to. But the other big thing is if you're a guy that carries a lot of weight on you already, or if you just don't like carrying a lot of weight, is you save 2 ounces by going to the Rebar over the Wave, because it's 6.6 ounces versus the Wave's 8.5. So the weight savings and the cost savings can be huge up front for a lot of people. But where I think the preferences are really going to come down to is this internal tool set. So for me, the Wave's internal tool set is more for like a everyday Mr. Fix-It type of role. But even if like you're a plumber and you just got a quick little thing to do, that's what this tool set can be useful for. Whereas the Rebar is more of a heavy-duty internal tool set with this amazing 3D Phillips driver, this smaller one, which is very useful for me in control cabinets, and then the awl for drilling holes, and just kind of the more robust plier head. So it's got more of a professional internal set of tools, in my opinion. And this set of tools gets expanded upon in the Super Tool 300, and is even roughly matched in the Surge, because the Surge basically replaces these tools with a set more similar to these, and I much prefer that personally. So kind of a more professional set of tools, more everyday set of tools. That's the main reason you would pick the Rebar over the Wave, in my opinion, is that professional set of tools, and this Phillips driver right here. Is if you don't carry a bit kit around you with you, this 3D blows this thing out of the water all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Not to mention, when you close up this tool, it's so much smoother on the outside that it's much more comfortable to drive that Phillips or any of the tools. Use any of them, it's more comfortable. So if for you, the more professional set of tools or that Phillips is important, and then cost and weight, then the Rebar is probably the better option for you. So the Wave has some pretty big advantages though, and I'll go over the most important one for me. So I do like having a pair of scissors on a tool on me, and I always carry a Victorinox compact with scissors on it, but there are some jobs I use these for that I won't use those for. But if I'm continuing to be honest, these ones are so flimsy that the jobs I don't like to use my Victorinox ones on, these aren't very good for either, so it's not a huge deal for these. It's a big one on the Surge is why I like the Surge. But the biggest reason, the biggest advantage of the Wave over the Rebar are the handles. So the Rebar is more comfortable in a closed position, but the Wave is more comfortable in an open position. And the Rebar, you can really bear down on it. And it's not painful, but it's hot. It is hot on your hand. Whereas the Wave in these nicely rounded handles, holy smokes, it's fantastic. And if you're one who's wrenching on stuff hard with your pliers and grabbing onto it, I'm gonna be straight up with you, that alone is probably worth it. Is just that. And then the other one, so I'm a person who carries around another blade all the time, another pocket knife. So the one-handed access to the knife on the Wave is no factor for me. But what is a factor for me and why I choose the Wave over the Rebar is the handles is number one. Oh yeah. And then number two is actually this right here. The files this file will work. It'll deburr things. You know, it's got the edge on just like the Wave does. So this will get the job done. But having the capability of the diamond is so much better. You can use it to sharpen your knives. A big one is you can use it to touch up drill bits in the field. That's a big one. Even if you just gotta file your nails down, that is a lot more comfortable than this. So the diamond file is a big one for me over the Rebar. So with that in the handle and the more comfortable handles is why I prefer the Wave over the Rebar, even though the Rebar has an internal tool set that I prefer, and it's lighter and it's cheaper. And then if you're the type of person that really relies on these outside accessible blades, then that can definitely be a deal breaker for you too. That's all I've got. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Thanks for watching. Almost forgot. So for a lot of people, the bit exchanger is going to be a big one too. So I personally don't exchange this much. I just keep the bits, in like my backpack or my car or my office desk or whatever. So like if I can save the day, I've got these. So for me, there's no difference in between carrying these and this. And this is an adapter to use the bit exchangers on the Rebar. Bam. So there is like a card like this that this goes in, so you can carry it in your sheath, and it carries like half of these, and it'll carry 2 full 1/4-inch bits too in there. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, it's actually right here. Bam. There you go. So if the bit exchanger is a big deal to you, the convenience of just carrying those 2 for this versus this and this might be a big deal. But like I said, you can fit a 1/4-inch bit in there, and then it's got the slots for all of the other ones. So is there really a difference? You're involving one more piece, but lots of people don't have a problem with this bit extender in here, so I don't think people really care about that, in my opinion. and you get, let's see, the reach between them. There's the difference in the reach. So if the bit exchange is a big deal to you and you don't want to carry around these extra pieces, then that's valid for the wave. But if you don't care, then it's kind of one versus the other. This works really well and is really elegant. The card works really well, is elegant. It is, I don't know if it is thicker, probably a teeny bit. So that's all I've got for you. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.